When you reach the beautiful landscape of your 60s and beyond, a question often softly whispers in the quiet moments. Who will truly be there? When we were younger, the answer felt solid, almost carved in stone. Our family, our dearest friends, the people who've shared every season of our lives. But as the years gather like gentle snow, the contours of reality shift, and what once seemed certain begins to ripple. Life moves at its own pace. Children grow their own branches, priorities softly reorder, and suddenly, you might find that the strong supports you always envisioned aren't quite as unwavering as you once believed. This isn't a story of absence or disappointment. It's a profound journey into understanding where genuine, enduring stability truly blossoms. It's about uncovering 6 remarkable anchors, not external dependencies, that become far more constant than any person could ever be as your story unfolds. This isn't about pushing cherished ones away, but rather about discovering the deep wells of strength within yourself, ensuring that you are never left vulnerable or adrift when the waters of life become turbulent. When you begin to nurture these 6 foundational pillars, you unlock a profound sense of peace and an independence that will carry you through every challenge, every joy, and every quiet reflection. Stay with me until the very end, because these insights will transform how you perceive support. And once you grasp them, you'll never feel powerless, truly alone, or unprepared again. Your steadfast resources. The most reliable comfort you will ever know isn't a warm embrace from another. It's the quiet certainty of your own financial preparedness. While money can't paint a smile on your face or mend a broken heart, it surely buys the invaluable gifts of security, freedom, and an unburdened mind. As the chapters of your life turn, you come to understand that resting your hope on loved ones for monetary help isn't a strategy. It's a delicate gamble. Your children, with their own bustling lives, their own mortgages, and their own precious families to nurture, might hold you in the deepest affection, yet they may not always be in a position to extend the hand you need, precisely when you need it most. Imagine Eleanor, a gentle soul of 74, who had always believed her devoted daughter would be her safety net if ever a storm gathered. Eleanor had poured her heart into supporting her daughter's dreams, celebrating every milestone. But when an unexpected, lingering illness gracefully but firmly drew down her savings, she turned to her daughter, only to see the silent strain of her daughter's own mounting responsibilities. Not a lack of love, but the unpredictable currents of life. This is why cultivating your financial resilience is not merely wise, it is one of the most powerful shields you can forge. It's not about accumulating vast wealth, it's about thoughtful foresight. It's about a quiet, steady rhythm of income, a soft pillow of emergency savings, and a clear, compassionate understanding of your own resources, so that the whisper of dependency never chills your spirit. If you find yourself in these golden years, ask yourself with gentle honesty, have I nurtured my financial garden for unexpected seasons? Is my harvest of retirement income steady? Have I tended to risks that could unravel my peace? If the answer breathes a gentle, not yet, then the time for quiet, firm action is now. Learn to simplify, to spend with intention, to nurture investments that promise long-term comfort. Because when the final curtain falls on all other certainties, your self-reliance and resources will always stand by you, a loyal companion through every turn, your vibrant vessel. There exists a treasure in this life that no amount of affection, no depth of wealth, no outpouring of support from others can ever truly replace. Your health. Once you cross the gentle threshold of 60, your body truly becomes either your most devoted ally or your most persistent challenge. The simple truth is, you can possess all the material comfort in the world, but if your health falters, your precious freedom often recedes. And while your loved ones may cradle you in their care, they cannot lace up your shoes for a walk, nor choose the nourishing foods for your plate, nor truly stand against the quiet ebb and flow of time's gentle touch on your being. That sacred responsibility rests entirely and beautifully with you. Far too many of us softly postpone caring for our temples, believing that when the moment arrives, someone else will magically step in to tend to our needs. Yet, the gentle whisper of reality is that even if your family's love knows no bounds, they have their own vibrant lives, their own energies, and their own capacities. To lean entirely on others for your well-being can, paradoxically, leave you feeling less whole. This is why tending to your health now is not merely an act of self-care, but one of the most profound acts of foresight you can offer your future self. Consider the story of Marcus, a warm-hearted man of 68, who in his younger days moved with joyful ease. But after the quiet rhythm of retirement set in, he allowed his active habits to softly drift away. He mused there was always tomorrow to reclaim his vitality. But soon, his lively stride shortened, his zest for life dimmed, and the simple everyday movements became a quiet struggle. His children visited with warmth, yet they could not live his life for him. It was then, in a moment of clear-sightedness, that he understood. If he wished to retain his cherished independence, he had to embrace the stewardship of his own health, not in some distant future, but with gentle purpose now. You don't need to aspire to feats of grand athleticism. Small, consistent acts of kindness to your body make the world of difference. Move with gentle intention each day. Nourish yourself with foods that sing to your vitality, and listen with care to your body's subtle whispers. If you've felt persistent aches, a quiet lessening of energy, or a gentle difficulty in simple movements, it's time to listen. Your future self will silently thank you for every compassionate choice you make today, because ultimately, your most unwavering ally isn't a child, a sibling, or a friend. It is your own capacity to stand strong, to move with purpose, and to live with capability. The more gently you prioritize your well-being today, the less you will ever feel the need to lean on another tomorrow. Your connected constellation. One of the most tender mistakes we make as we journey through life is allowing ourselves to softly retreat. Perhaps it begins imperceptibly. A friend moves to a new horizon, a cherished loved one gently passes on, and before you are fully aware, your circle of connection has become quieter than you ever imagined. The unspoken sorrow of this is that without the warm embrace of shared laughter and understanding, loneliness can quietly creep in. And loneliness, particularly in the reflective years after 60, is not just a passing shadow. It touches your spirit, subtly dims your mental sparkle, and even, in its quiet way, can shorten the gentle arc of your days. You might softly believe that your family will always be there to fill every quiet moment. But here is a gentle truth. Your children, beautiful souls that they are, have their own vibrant tapestries of life. Careers that call, families that nurture, responsibilities that bloom. They hold you deeply in their hearts, but they cannot, and should not, be your only source of warm companionship. This is why one of the most luminous pillars of support you can build is your own constellation of connections. Those quiet souls who check in on you, who coax a genuine laugh from your spirit, who bring a refreshing breath of energy into your world. These relationships, are not a gentle luxury. They are a profound necessity for the human heart. Think of Clara, a bright-eyed woman of 73, who had always gracefully depended on her close-knit family for all her companionship. She had 2 children, both overflowing with love for her. But as the seasons turned, their lives became fuller with work and the joyful demands of their own little ones. The calls were still warm, but the daily visits and shared weekend meals became gentler, less frequent. Clara began to feel a quiet longing, waiting for calls that didn't always arrive. Then, with a quiet resolve, she began to weave new threads into her life's tapestry. She reconnected with forgotten friends, joined a local book club that opened new worlds, and even explored a new hobby that introduced her to fresh, vibrant faces. Suddenly, her days were filled with the murmur of conversations, shared smiles, and a renewed sense of purpose. She no longer had to wait for her family to feel connected. She had, with quiet determination, woven that connection herself. Friendships, the gentle hum of community gatherings, even the brief, warm exchanges with an acquaintance, all offer something immeasurably precious, a profound sense of belonging. Whether it's a kindly neighbor you share quiet moments with, a walking group that breathes life into your mornings, or a volunteer role that sparks joy, cultivating connections beyond your immediate family creates a strong, emotional foundation. The more gently you build these bridges now, the more abundant the wellspring of support you will discover in the years that lie ahead. So, in a moment of quiet reflection, ask yourself, who in my life right now makes my spirit sing? If the answer is not immediately clear, then it is a gentle invitation to quietly expand your circle. For in the end, a strong constellation of social connections is not merely about having company. It is about having souls who gently uplift you, who remind you of your quiet worth, and who make every beautiful stage of life richer and more luminous. Your guiding spark. One of the most overlooked treasures of support in this journey called life isn't another person at all. It's the quiet, internal flame of your own sense of purpose. After crossing the threshold of 60, many of us feel a gentle shift. The roles that once lent meaning to our days, being a parent, a dedicated worker, a loving caregiver, softly begin to recede. Retirement's gentle embrace arrives, children spread their own wings, and the hurried pace of life often slows to a contemplative walk. Without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to feel a quiet sense of invisibility, a gentle whisper of being unneeded, or even a soft yearning for what was. The profound truth is, no matter how deeply your family cherishes you, they cannot bestow upon you purpose. That sacred spark is something you must ignite and nurture within yourself. Having a quiet reason to greet the morning, whether it's a deep passion, a project that whispers to your soul, or a gentle goal, keeps your mind bright, your emotions steady, and your life deeply fulfilling. It is the invisible thread that keeps you intimately woven into the fabric of the world, rather than simply observing from the quiet sidelines. Think of Arthur, a thoughtful man of 70, a retired architect. When he gently stepped away from his bustling career, he felt a joyous anticipation of unhurried days. But after a few months, a quiet restlessness began to stir within him, as if something vital was gently missing. His days felt hollow, and while his children visited with warmth, their own lives were vibrant and full. It was then, in a moment of quiet introspection, that he decided to act. He began volunteering at a local historical society, sharing his vast knowledge, helping to preserve stories from the past. Before long, He found a renewed reason to greet each dawn, something that made him feel deeply valued, profoundly useful, and beautifully engaged with the tapestry of life. Purpose doesn't have to blossom from a formal profession. It can be anything that makes your spirit hum with aliveness. Learning a new language, mentoring a younger soul, tending a garden that mirrors life's gentle growth, painting stories on canvas, embarking on quiet journeys, or even simply setting personal goals that stretch your spirit. It is about embracing activities that bring you profound joy and keep your mind and heart softly active. If you felt a quiet wistfulness, as if your most vibrant days are behind you, it's time to gently shift that perspective. Your purpose isn't a flame that diminishes with age. It softly evolves. And the more you tenderly invest in discovering meaning in your daily moments, the less you will ever need to lean on others for your happiness. Because in the quietest depths of your being, the strongest support you can possess isn't someone holding your hand. It is the gentle, persistent fire within you that keeps softly urging you forward. Your unshakable core. Life, with its gentle rhythm, has a way of testing us, no matter how many seasons we've gracefully lived through. After 60, the challenges don't cease. They simply change their quiet form. Friendships may softly fade. Cherished loved ones gently pass into memory. Health issues may subtly arise, and sometimes, life can feel a little quieter, a little more solitary than it once did. The profound truth is, no matter how much kindness and support you receive from others, the most reliable wellspring of strength will always, always emerge from within. Your beautiful capacity to flow with change, to process the quiet hum of emotions, and to discover peace amidst life's gentle storms is what keeps you moving forward, even when the path doesn't quite unfold as you had envisioned. Too many of us quietly lean on our loved ones to be our sole emotional anchor, believing that our children, siblings, or extended family will always be there to soothe every ache. But the gentle reality is, every soul carries its own unspoken burdens, its own quiet battles to wage. They may not always possess the gentle time or the quiet energy to be the unwavering source of emotional stability you seek. This is why cultivating your emotional resilience is not merely important. It is profoundly vital. It allows you to unearth strength within your own being, rather than perpetually searching for it in the quiet glances of others. Consider the story of Eleanor, a courageous woman of 75, who experienced the profound quietude of losing her husband after 40 years of shared laughter and gentle companionship. At first, she leaned heavily on her children for emotional comfort, but as time wove its delicate patterns, she gently realized that while their love was boundless, they had their own vibrant lives and responsibilities to carry. She understood, with a quiet wisdom, that she couldn't expect them to fill the profound void she felt within. Instead of allowing grief to quietly consume her, she focused on tending to her own emotional garden. She joined a quiet support circle, began to gently record her thoughts in a journal, and embraced a daily practice of quiet gratitude. Over time, she discovered something truly powerful. She didn't need another soul to mend her sadness. She possessed the quiet strength within herself to begin her own beautiful journey of healing. Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing the quiet whispers of pain or pretending to be strong all the time. It is about acknowledging sorrow, processing it with gentle self-compassion, and nurturing coping mechanisms that allow you to navigate life's gentle undulations with grace. It is about having quiet outlets, perhaps writing, gentle meditation, a trusted conversation with a therapist, or simple moments of self-reflection, that help you discover peace within your own heart, rather than relying on others to bestow it upon you. No matter what gentle currents life sends your way, your ability to stand rooted and strong within yourself will always be one of your most profound sources of solace. The more tenderly you cultivate this inner resilience, the less you will ever feel the need to depend on others to make you feel complete. Because in the end, the person who will always be with you through every gentle hardship and every quiet triumph is you, your open horizon. If there is one profound truth about life after 60, it is this: nothing remains static. Everything softly evolves. People change, circumstances shift, and the things you once counted on may no longer possess the same unwavering solidity they once did. The true key to flourishing in this beautiful stage of life isn't in clinging to the quiet echoes of the past. It is in your quiet, courageous capacity to adapt. Those who gently struggle most with the passage of years are often the ones who resist change, who hold too tightly to what was, instead of warmly embracing what is. But those who quietly learn to adjust, to remain gently open, and to welcome new possibilities, they discover a profound sense of joy and fulfillment, no matter what gentle currents life brings. Many of us softly believe that once we reach a certain age, we are set in our ways, like a tree whose roots are too deep to move. But that kind of thinking can be a quiet tether. It can quietly hold you back from discovering new opportunities, from meeting new souls who enrich your path, and from learning things that could gently to bridge the distance with his beloved family. He joined an online book club that opened his mind to new worlds of thought, and even formed a few new, unexpected friendships in the digital space. Instead of letting change gently defeat him, he allowed himself to bloom with it, finding new ways to connect and thrive. The people who truly flourish after 60 are not necessarily those with the most material possessions or the largest support networks. They are the ones who quietly refuse to be confined by old ways, who remain wonderfully curious, and who find new ways to adjust, no matter what unexpected paths life lays before them. If one door gently closes, they quietly seek another. If a cherished relationship evolves, they find new ways to nurture connection. If something is no longer serving them, they are willing to gently explore something new. Your ability to adapt is one of the greatest pillars of support you will ever cultivate. It allows you to navigate life's gentle currents with resilience, with a quiet optimism, and with a beautiful sense of confidence. And the more you softly embrace change instead of fearing its whisper, the less you will ever feel like you are losing something. And the more you will realize that every beautiful stage of life offers something new to quietly gain. Final thoughts. Reaching 60 and gracefully moving beyond is a stage of life that arrives with both deep wisdom and gentle challenges. And while your family will forever hold a sacred, cherished place in your heart, the quiet truth is that the most reliable, unwavering support you will ever know isn't found entirely in other souls. It is found in the beautiful, resilient foundation you lovingly build for yourself. Your steadfast resources ensure that you never have to lean on another for your basic comforts. Your vibrant vessel determines whether you can maintain your cherished freedom and quiet independence. Your connected constellation keeps your spirit intertwined, engaged, and emotionally whole. Your guiding spark provides your life with profound meaning and compassionate direction, no matter your age. Your unshakable core strengthens you against life's inevitable, gentle hardships. And your open horizon, your ability to adapt, allows you to truly thrive, even when the path doesn't quite unfold as you had envisioned. If you gently cultivate these 6 beautiful pillars within your own being, you will never truly feel alone. You will never need to beg for support, nor feel helpless in challenging moments, nor quietly wait for someone else to step in and lift you. Because true, abiding stability doesn't come from softly hoping others will always be there for you. It comes from the profound, quiet knowing that you are already prepared to stand strong, to stand whole, no matter what beautiful, unpredictable currents life brings your way. Thank you for sharing this quiet journey with me today. I would love to hear your gentle reflections. Please leave a comment below and share one quiet insight you gained today and how you might softly weave it into the fabric of your own precious life. Your thoughts are a gift to us all, so please don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments fills us with great quiet motivation and encouragement. If you found solace or inspiration in this gentle sharing, please offer a quiet like, subscribe, and share this message with another soul who might need to hear it. Your gentle support allows us to continue creating content that aims to inform and inspire your beautiful journey. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to sharing more quiet moments with you in our next reflection.